Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken the World October Challenge. This challenge runs starting today through the 31st. Twice daily, I will be here with you to guide you through a meditative session, and we are going to have talks as well. And don't be afraid to join in at any time, and past videos will be accessible through the group page and the Awaken the World page. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So happy October to everyone. Kelly and I were at the first rehearsal last night of the local community play Beauty and the Beast that we're participating in. Kelly's doing the music, and I am playing, of course, the role of the Beast, like anyone would have assumed I would be doing something different. But we had a lot of fun last night. It's done as a British pantomime, so it's more of a, I think of it as a play in the spirit of a Pixar animation movie. There's going to be something for the kids and something for the adults and audience interaction, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. I laughed so much last night, I was sore in the jaw when I came home. So we're going to cover off a few things before we have this morning's meditation. And don't feel bad if you miss one. You can always pull them up. And of course, the challenge is to challenge yourself, to challenge your own perceptions, your own ideas, your own willingness to seek first that which is within you, that which is resonant within you. One of the beautiful things about the what's considered a Gnostic gospel, and that's really a little untrue. We can't really say whether it was Gnostic, even though all the signs point to it. The Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, split open a piece of wood and I am there. Inside of you, outside of you, all around you. This is the truth of your existence. And we don't have to reach that point. We are already bathed in that creative essence. We are already bathed in God, in that sea of consciousness. The problem is our false identification with that egoic sense of self and the idea that we are limited and individuated into these little tiny powerless beings. Now, I've been doing a lot of thinking even this morning about it and last night late. And, I was a little groggy when I woke up, and I'm still a little groggy this morning. But the reality is no matter where you're at, phrases like, you are an infinitely powerful spiritual being, which you'll hear me say a lot, are true. But what does it mean? How does that benefit you? Because that's really what we're looking for, right? We're looking for, how do I apply it and how is it working for me right now? And what I have found throughout the last 9 or 10 years that I've been back in the first world, in the modern world, and the time that Kelly and I have been together the last 4 years, going past now 4 years actually, most people they get stuck in this kind of rut where they're doing the meditations and they're reading the literature, but it's not going anywhere. It kind of stalls out and just becomes part of the routine. And the reason we're going to do this challenge is that there have been a number of people in our group and a number of people that we know personally who have come to us from time to time and said, I really want that experience. And that's really what it's about. It's about a deep-seated yearning, just an honest, heartfelt desire to connect with the divine, to connect with that which is larger than ourselves, to finally know beyond the mind that all the words are true, that all the texts are true, that all the videos and presentations and talks and meditations like this are all true, that there is this glorious more out there, and that we are indeed held, bathed in, supported by, and cared for by that more, that sea of consciousness. I'm not sure what the beepy stuff is, but we'll try to get that under control. I apologize. I'm going to rely on Kelly if there are comments that come up, because they will be coming up on the group page as opposed to my screen. The journey, of course, we're going to meet every morning and every evening. The evening meditations, I can't really set a regular time yet. I'm going to try to develop a schedule over this next week. But what I'm going to commit to is that we're going to meet here every morning, and I'm going to say 5:45. I was going to say 5:30 a.m., but I'm going to say 5:45. The reason being, I have to make Kelly her coffee in the morning, and my own coffee. And if I don't have that first cup of coffee, I'll probably be still asleep when we're meditating. So 5:45 a.m., and I'll ask Kelly to make a comment in regards to that, so everyone knows that the morning meditations will be at 5:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the evening ones will be basically pop up for the time being. Keep your eyes out. I'll try to make them as obvious as possible, and I will rotate them through the announcements as well. Actually, I really want you to make a note, Kelly, on the screen, please, that the morning meditation will be at 5:30 a.m. so that comment goes in there and people can see it. The commitment to you, of course, is that I will be here. There's been lots of challenges out there, lots of these 30-day programs, but what I've found is you get something in the mail. You get an email, and you click on a link and you go to a page and you listen to a meditation and maybe read something. Part of this is the feeling that you're not alone in it, that there is someone in your existence, or multiple someones in your existence, that care enough about you to come to that place with you, to come to that meditative cushion, that gateless gate. And for a lot of people, that gateless gate, that meditation, that sitting with themselves, that commitment to be with themselves first and foremost, is one of the scariest things they'll ever have to face. It's okay. You have support. You have our love and our understanding, and there is nothing in this month that we will talk about or go through together, or that you will go through, that will do anything except help you to grow and evolve and bring you towards that space. As Buddha would say, bitter in the beginning, sweet honey at the end. Taking on a challenge like this, making an honest commitment with yourself to, as much as possible, turn away from the physical world for a period of 1 month and engage yourself in going in as often as possible. Purification. What we're really talking is about purification of mind, body, and spirit. So I would suggest to you that you try to avoid dead foods, try to avoid, overindulging, perhaps even lighten your food slightly for the month of October. When you're meditating and your goal is to, from a scientific point of view, what we're doing is we're experiencing a DMT release in the brain, which is giving us what we would call a God experience. Now, a lot of scientists will say, well, it's the chemical that's giving you the experience. And, my thing is always, no, there's too much anecdotal and empirical evidence to say otherwise. But when that connection is made, there is a physical chemical reaction within the body and brain, and that reaction is the production of DMT. The mind purification. And when we're talking about purification of the mind, I'm talking about the right use of your devices. And Kelly and I have talked about this many times. The internet is not a bad thing. Facebook is not a bad thing. Snapchat is not a bad thing. It is in how we choose to use these things. Good morning, Janet. Nice to see you here. It is how we choose to use these things. how much of our time and energy that we give to them. There was someone who said once there's a lot of smartphones being used for a lot of dumb things, and this is unfortunately the truth. And this isn't just the smartphones, it's all our devices. So for the month of October, I would encourage you to limit the frivolous time you spend on the internet. Take the time wherever possible to sit with yourself in silence, to understand how you're processing, to understand how you are thinking. And you may want to watch Sunday's talk from yesterday if you haven't seen that. The reports are it was a very good talk, and that it was highly beneficial to people and went a long way to explain what happens at the conscious level when we're engaging in our daily activities, and the sheer number of selves, versions of ourself, that we possess within ourselves. All at an energetic level, of course, that we label and delineate into concepts that we can handle, like a sense of self or an identity. Letting go, this is a big part of it. It really involves letting go of your perceptions, your expectations. And, this is what I've said. And I've done this with myself before, so I'm not new to doing it. And I would invite you to do it. Basically, what you're saying is, I don't know if I trust or have total faith in the universe. I honestly, when we all go down deep, until you've had that experience, there'll be a part of you, maybe well hidden, that doesn't believe it. That believes for some reason that you, even if it is true, are somehow exempt or outside of that. We all carry those seeds, those lack of self-worth kind of needles that are sticking into us still. And some of those happen from genetic memory transfer. If you've been born in the first world and spent a lot of time in the first world, you have the whole Christian gods and demons mythos embedded deep in your subconsciousness, whether you realize it or not. Letting go is exactly that. It means for 1 month, you're going to take your hands off the grasses by the edge of the bank. You're going to succumb to the river of life. You're no longer going to cling and scrabble and try and hold yourself on the shore where you think you want to be. You're going to allow the current of life to take you, and you're not going to fight it. You're going to simply allow it to take you, and you're going to drift on your back, watching the clear blue sky, marveling at the view. For 1 month, have faith. Make it a test. Despite what religion would say, that sea of consciousness has no issue with being tested. Give yourself back to it completely, because in truth, you've never left it. And hold out for the 30 days. Have faith for the 30 days. Put your heart, mind, and soul, your entire being into this for 30 days. And you will never, ever regret the gift you're going to give yourself. Never will you regret it. I would invite you to keep track. I suggest you get a dedicated little journal. You are a magnificent, one-of-a-kind creation. You will never be seen again. That which you are manifested in this physical plane has never in all of eternity been seen in the entirety of all creation. That is how unique you are, how special you are. Why don't you pay that specialness, that uniqueness of you, the respect you deserve to yourself? Get a journal. Keep track. Keep track of the way you feel. Keep track of what comes up during the meditations. Begin that internal communication in earnest. And you are going to open up a world that is so large, it makes the physical existence you're in today seem like you're stuck inside of a Rubik's Cube. That is my promise to you. Another good tool is retrospection. At the end of each day, to take that journal and look at what you would have considered your failures and wins throughout the day, although I would hesitate on, categorizing or judging that way. And objectively see the moments that you allowed yourself to fall back into unconsciousness and were taken over by the illusion again. To make note of the triggers, to explore those triggers and deal with those triggers. As I said, I will be here for you, to serve you, as I always am, but very intensely through the month of October. And anything that comes up with you that you're struggling with, you get a hold of me. We'll talk via messenger, or preferably we'll talk live with other members of the group, because we're all experiencing the same things. You're not alone. You're not the only one. There are so many people in the same boat, and so many people who are reaching out, and so many people who are reaching out to support as well. With that, we're going to have the first meditation this morning, and then we will let you all go for this morning. And the first meditation this morning is a very simple So-Hum meditation. And I just have to add the music in here as we're working, so forgive me. But the So-Hum, the I am that we're talking about today, is not the I am in the sense of the larger self, but it's actually the I am right now, looking out through your eyes. Right now, looking out through your eyes, you have a feeling that you are. You have a feeling that you exist. And the trick for today in this So-Hum is to understand that no matter where in your day, no matter what your thoughts are, no matter what's happening to you, I want this So-Hum to stay with you today. This is the goal for day one, to make So-Hum the mantra for this meditation, and it will be the mantra for this evening as well, but throughout the rest of this day. And if you're catching up like the day after, make it for tomorrow, the 2nd, all of Tuesday, and work one day behind. So-Hum, I am. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're experiencing, feel the ground state of being when you say So-Hum, I am. There's a presence. No matter what's going on exterior of you, there is this, it gives me chills just to focus on it. There is this presence. And that presence is all of you, and yet at the same time you feel it is somehow a little different too. But you are enwrapped and held and filled with that presence in the speaking of those words, the statement to the universe, I am. With that, I would ask you to take a comfortable position. Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to hear Kelly's beautiful piano music. We're going to close our eyes or keep them open if you wish. You can look down the plane of your nose and focus on a point in the distance. Perhaps imagine that golden thread up through your crown chakra into the heavens. supporting you, helping your spine keep its natural curve. Be attentive in your meditations as much as possible, as a student sitting before the master, waiting to catch those words of wisdom. You indeed are sitting before your true self in this moment. Be attentive. Listen for the words of your own inner guru. With that, we will begin. In our mind's eye, we meet on that oh so familiar meadow, that alpine meadow of light and love and compassion. The fall has come. The once beautiful flowers have withered. The birds once visible, although still heard, are hunting the forest floor, gathering the last of the seeds, the last of the food before the winter begins. The air is brisk. The soft sunlight gently warms the skin. You are alive. We come now to that sacred circle and take our seats, our familiar well-worn cushions. Together we come to that gateless gate. A deep, conscious breath. So hum. So hum. So hum. I am. I am. Listen to the silence. Listen to the inner vibration that returns to your statement. I am. So hum. So hum. So Every word you speak is creative. Every thought you think creates reality. Every action you take defines who you are in that moment. Soham. 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 I am. I am existence itself. I am. I am. Soham. 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 In your mind's eye, find yourself standing in front of a large mirror. The mirror is large enough to allow the entirety of your reflection to be seen. Standing near that mirror, it's as if you could reach out and touch yourself through the glass. What do you see in the reflection? Soham. closer now. Until you are standing nose to nose with the you in the mirror. You recognize yourself on one level. But there is something deeper within the eyes you see looking back at you. Bring all your attention and gaze into the depths of your own reflection of self. Soham. 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 Deeper, deeper into your own eyes. Allow yourself to experience the true expansiveness of your being. Deeper, deeper, merging with the reflection of you. I am. Soham. Soham. You are not a static being. You are an ever-changing, ever-evolving shard of creative consciousness. An indivisible part of a magnificent whole. Soham. 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 For today, in every experience, in every encounter, Soham, I am, will resonate within you. Do not try to be that which stands in front of the mirror or that which is reflected in the mirror. Allow the newly born you to appear in every interaction today. I am, and it is so. Soham. 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 Slowly, peacefully, and with gentleness, reintegrate your being and gently open your eyes. I am. This is the most powerful statement, and contrary to anything you may have ever been told, it requires no other words. In the moment that you intone this consciously within you and understand that you are saying this unconsciously with everything that comes into your sensory perception, I am that. I am this. I am sad. I am happy. That I am statement needs nothing except the deep realization that you are what you choose to be in that moment of now. No guilt, no blame, only your choice and the response from the universe to your choice. Thank you for being here for this opening one. Jennifer, Debbie, Janet, Kelly, of course, myself, and anyone else who's going to be taking a look at this and doing this challenge. We are so grateful to have you participating with us. When we come together like this, the time and space disappears. You may be half a world away, but in truth, we sit in the same room. We meditate in that same space together, and it's beautiful. So I would invite you to keep an eye out on the group page, and as soon as I can work into some semblance of an evening schedule, I certainly will. I'm going to say this evening, being Monday, that we're going to shoot for 6:30. Does that sound good, hon? 6:30 this evening? Kelly has her headphones on. She's going to get this in a few seconds. So 6:30 p.m. this evening, Pacific Standard Time, we will return together and we will have a little discussion after. Much love. Namaste to you all. Have a beautiful morning. And remember throughout today, I am. And then choose the I am for that moment that you wish to be. Take care for now.